So, good morning everyone. Good morning classmates. This is a continuation for the topic of module number 7. And today, for my part, we're going to be talking about one of the most important technologies that we use every single day, which is the internet. Whether we are sending messages, we are watching videos sa social media, doing our research, or even if we're attending online classes. Lahat ng yan ay nagagawa po natin. All of these are made possible by the internet. So dito sa discussion natin ay we will try to understand kung ano nga ba talaga si internet, paano siya gumagana at bakit napaka-importante niya sa pang-araw-araw na buhay natin. So, to begin the discussion, ang internet, this is a massive global network that connects millions of smaller networks all around the world. Gumagana siya using what we call a client-server model. Ibig sabihin na kapag nag-search tayo for something online, yung device natin, siya yung magsisilbing client na nagre-request ng information. Habang may isang computer naman na tinatawag nating server, siya yung nagpo-provide ng information. On a historical context, ang internet nagsimula yan noong 1970s as a project ng United States Department of Defense. Originally, it was designed para i-connect yung mga researchers and mag-share sila ng information securely. And as the years go by, over time, nag-expand siya at naging mas accessible siya sa public. Ngayon, ina-access natin yung internet through internet service providers or yung mga ISPs na tinatawag po natin. Gumagamit din tayo ng mga technologies katulad ng fiber cable, yung mga DSL, or yung mga mobile data na commonly used natin kapag we're outside. Although yung internet is, yes, mabilis siya and efficient, nag-operate siya on what we call a best effort system. Ibig sabihin, yung speed and yung performance ng internet na ginagamit natin, it can vary depending on the network traffic o yung bilis ng internet natin o yung performance ng internet na ginagamit natin. Depende yan. Hindi naman lahat ng internet or mga internet providers natin ay same speed or same yung services nila. Okay? Now, for our devices na makapag-communicate sa internet, each one of our devices, they have a unique identifier called an IP address. Lahat ng gadgets natin yan, mga cellphones, tablets, laptops, computers, may sariling IP address po yung mga yan. Think of it like a home address. Kung gusto mo mag-send ng package or umorder ng package, kailangan mo ng correct na address para ma-deliver yun dun sa gusto mong padalhan or ma-deliver sa'yo, di ba? So, the same goes for the internet. Yung communication process natin ay na-handle natin yan or na-handle siya ng TCP or yung mga IP protocols po natin. Itong mga protocols na ito, they break data into smaller pieces called data packets. And then, they send them across the networks and then nire-reassemble nila ito doon sa destination mismo. However, ang mga IP address, medyo mahirap tandaan yung mga yan. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na DNS naman po or yung domain name system natin. Si DNS natin ay tinatranslate niya yung mga easy to remember names katulad ng google.com into numerical IP addresses na kayang maintindihan ng mga computer systems natin. Okay? Itong system na ito ay meron siyang sinusunod na hierarchy. Magmula doon sa root domain hanggang sa mga top level domains katulad ng .com or .edu hanggang doon sa mga specific na website names natin. So, paano nga ba gumagana si DNS natin? Kapag nagtatype tayo sa browser natin, yung device natin agad-agad magsasend yan ng request doon sa DNS server. And then si DNS server naman po, siya po yung maghahanap doon sa corresponding na IP address ng website na yon. And once na nahanap niya yung tamang address, ibabalik niya ito sa atin. Yung browser ninyo, gagamitin yung IP address to connect to the web server kung saan naka-store yung website natin. Lahat ng yan ay nangyayari in just a few seconds. It allows you to access websites quickly and easily nang hindi mo na kinakailangan mag-memorize ng mga numbers. Yung mga domain names po natin, makakatulong yan na ma-identify natin ng mabilisan yung mga websites. Instead of typing yung mga mahabang IP addresses, tinotype na lang natin yung mga domain names katulad ng .com, .edu, .gov, or .org. Merong mga, sabihin na natin dito sa bansa natin, meron tayong mga country-specific domains like .ph para sa Philippines, let's say .uk for the United Kingdom, or .nz for New Zealand or NZ. Okay? And additionally, meron din namang mga internationalized na mga domain names na inaalaw yung mga non-English characters. In that way, it makes the internet more accessible to people from different parts of the world. Yung internet ay sinusuportahan niya ng isang complex infrastructure made up of high-speed backbone networks that connects different regions globally. Internet service providers connect users to these networks, usually through subscription services. Even though na yung internet natin is global, it does not have a single governing body. Instead, may iba't ibang mga organizations na tumutulong na ma-manage at ma-maintain yung standards natin para masiguro natin na lahat ay gumagana ng maayos. Everything works smoothly. One important issue here is yung network neutrality na tinatawag po natin, which raises the question of whether all internet data should be treated equally or if some users should pay more for faster access. Our government also plays a role in regulating internet usage, especially in areas like security and privacy. So, the future of the internet. As technology continues to advance, yung internet natin is also evolving. We can expect faster speeds, a much wider access, and more connected devices in the near future. Meron tayong mga technologies like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and yung IoT, Internet of Things na tinatawag po natin. Malaki ang role na gagampanan nila para ma-shape kung paano nga ba natin ginagamit ngayon ang internet. But of course, may mga challenges tayo na kakaharapin dito like cybersecurity threats, data privacy, and infrastructure limitations. So I guess yung future ng internet natin is very promising. It also requires responsible use and proper management. Si internet ay nag-o-offer ng iba't ibang variety of services na ginagamit natin daily. Like say for example, si email. Si email, ginagamit natin yan to send messages quickly and at a low cost. Si chat and instant messaging naman po, nagpo-provide siya ng real-time communications. Yung mga news groups naman po, it allows group discussions on different topics. Other services include Telnet, which lets the users access remote computers, and FTP, which is used to transfer files. Yung pinaka-popular na service na ginagamit natin is si World Wide Web, na kung saan binibigyan niya tayo ng access sa iba't ibang mga website, videos, and other multimedia content. So habang itong mga services na ito ay magagamit natin sa araw-araw, they are very useful, it also raises concerns about privacy and security. When we say Voice over Internet Protocol or yung VoIP, it allows us to make voice calls using the internet instead of yung mga traditional phone lines natin. It works by converting our voice into digital data and sends it over the network or in the internet. This technology is usually cheaper, especially for long distance communication, and it can be used on computers, smartphones, or any other devices that we have. Because of its cost efficiency and flexibility, Voice over Internet Protocol or yung VoIP, it is widely used today. Unified communications and the web. When we say unified communications, it combines different communication tools into one system. This includes yung mga voice calls, emails, messaging, and video conferencing. Itong integration na ito, it improves efficiency, especially in workplaces where communication is very important. Si World Wide Web or simply the web. This is a system of interconnected pages accessed through the internet. Gumagamit siya ng mga hyperlink na kung saan inaalaw nito yung mga users na mas madali nilang ma-navigate from one page to another. Ang mga websites naman po, they are made up of multiple pages connected together and they are stored on our web servers. So we have web pages here. Web pages are created using HTML formats na kung saan ito yung nag-structure sa content na nakikita natin sa screen natin. HTTP is the protocol na ginagamit natin para mag-transfer ng data between your browser and the server. Habang yung URL naman, ito naman po yung address ng isang specific resource on our internet. Yung web servers naman, sila yung nag-i-store at nag-deliver ng website content sa mga users natin. May mga search engines tayo katulad ng Google, Yahoo, Bing. Nakakatulong siya sa atin na maghanap ng information by organizing and ranking different web pages. SEO or yung search engine optimization, ini-improve naman niya yung visibility ng isang website habang yung mga search engine marketing naman po, it involves both paid and organic strategies para makapag-attract ng mga users. As you all know, ang internet natin nag-evolve na yan over time. Sa Web 2.0, in-introduce niya na yung user-generated content in which people can create and share information through blogs, social media, and any other platforms. Yung wireless revolution naman po, it made internet access more convenient by allowing the users to connect anytime using mobile devices. And looking ahead, si Web 3.0 naman po, nagfo-focus naman siya more on intelligent systems that can understand the needs of the users and to provide a more personalized experiences using artificial intelligence. Wireless networks naman po, it allows our devices to connect to the internet without using physical cables. Bluetooth, yan po yung usual na ginagamit natin to connect or for short range communication, habang si Wi-Fi naman, as we all know, syempre, sila naman yung nagpa-provide ng wireless internet access sa mga bahay natin, sa mga eskwelahan, or in other public areas. Although ang wireless networks, it's considered convenient, it also comes with challenges katulad ng security risk and signal interference. Advanced wireless technologies. Sila yung magko-continue para ma-improve natin kung paano natin ginagamit yung internet natin. Meron tayong WiMAX na tinatawag. Nagpo-provide siya ng long-range na wireless connectivity lalong-lalo na sa mga areas na wala namang traditional na infrastructure. RFID, gumagamit sila ng radio signals para mag-track ng mga objects commonly used in logistics and inventory. Si wireless sensor networks naman po, nagko-collect siya ng data from the environment and ginagamit siya for applications like environmental monitoring and yung mga smart cities naman po. Lahat ng innovations na ito, pinapakita dito na si internet ay continuously evolving siya and it's becoming more integrated sa daily lives po natin. And that brings us to the end of our discussion. The internet, it's not just a tool. This is a powerful system that connects the world, drives innovation, and siya yung magsishape ng magiging future natin. Okay? So, thank you so much for listening and goodbye. Thank you po.